Hi everyone, it's been a while, but I've been in this subliminal space in the void, and I couldn't possibly create from there. I had to stay in stillness, I had to be patient. There were a couple of days of extreme fatigue, and I feel like my whole psyche was being reconfigured. And I guess sometimes it happens when you're in between goals, like you have completed one side, one big project, one life cycle, and then there's a space between you start something new. So at first I was celebrating and I felt all the magic, and I even recorded a video stating that June is a month of magic. So it was a reminder for myself as much as it was for other people, because when I went into this void space, I had to be really, really patient with myself. So I think it's important for all of us to practice patience when we're in an in-between space, when we are going through major transitions in our identity, in our psyche. There's emotional cleansing, there's a review of goals, life goals, and what is next, because how are we supposed to be creating what's next if we're not sure what we truly desire, right? So, and for us to know what we truly desire, we have to be our true selves. And we were constantly changing, and especially when we are completing cycles, our identity morphs into something else, especially on completion. So now I understand why I've been sleeping so much and feeling so confused about who I am and what I want and where I go from here. The goals have still been the same. My North Star is still the same, but the approach might be different because I don't have the steps of how to get there or exactly the details of where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing, just kind of like a general guideline of what is calling my heart. It's always about serving the earth, Gaia, and it's all about animals and kindness and compassion and building communities. But that's very, very high level. I don't know much of anything else. All I know is that I have to follow my calling and I have to find my joy. So I've been sitting in the void patiently, and some days not so patiently, to figure out who I am becoming, what am I growing into, or who am I growing into, and what matters to me, where I go from here, what kind of relationships I choose to be in, where do I contribute my energy. I think all of us should be asking these questions, and I'm sure many of you are. If you're watching this kind of videos about awakening and ascension, you're probably always evaluating where to go from here, from this present moment, or you are flowing with the present, right? Like learning how to flow in life, how to bring the new earth into this reality. So a lot of meditation for me, trying to cut out all the distractions that I've used in the past to make myself feel better. So it's been kind of raw, and I sat there allowing myself to feel everything, and sometimes the mind is so busy and overwhelmed, and it could be very painful when you're literally stuck in that mind reality where you feel boxed in. So to break through the surf of doubts and fears and to come back to that magical expectation space, I just started feeling that a couple of days ago, but it's not a flowy state yet. So this happens in the void sometimes, this uncertainty, this reconfiguration. And it's so important to offer yourself love and compassion and forgiveness if you have made any mistakes in the past. We can be so harsh on ourselves. So it's not helpful to be judgmental, because all the experiences ultimately contribute to wisdom. So more time with nature, more meditation, and let's see where life takes us, to have that trust that eventually we will come out of that void, we will have inspiration to create again, and to cherish our light, our life, other people, especially those who appreciate you and share their energy in reciprocity, and act in a way that makes you feel like you mean something to them, right? So I'm super grateful for those people, and especially my son, for the wonderful conversations that we've had, and for sharing our journey together, and for my animals. It's important to be grateful in life, right? To find, even on the hardest day, to find what makes you happy, what gives you comfort, what makes you feel loved. Even it's just simple things in life, because there's so many simple things that we take for granted. For example, the trees are blossoming all around here in New York, and they smell so wonderful. So many linden trees. And June is one of my favorite months to walk around the neighborhood, because it just smells amazing, right? It brings you into the present moment with that fragrance, with the blossoms. So I stop by and talk to the trees, and I feel the love. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing great, and I'll get you in the next one. So much love.